friends, it is Danny, and welcome back to the second installment of the Danni Diaries, which is a series that I've created where I can talk about my writing because this year I have decided to try and get published somehow. Today is going to be more of a talky, ranty, rambly sort of video. I'm experiencing something I have never experienced before in my writing career, writing life ever, because I have never actually fully made it to a finished manuscript and then got to the point where I could consider doing anything with it, really. But there is a story that I have finished and it's edited basically, and so that's what I'm going to try publishing first before I publish the NaNoWriMo, or try to publish the NaNoWriMo story I have been currently working on. So like I said, there's something in this writing world that I have never experienced before, but I'm at that stage where I'm going to be experiencing it like in the next couple weeks, and I am scared. I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm excited, and I'm stressed. So I'm going to vent to you guys because I am now diving into the world of the query trenches. For those of you that do not know, the query trenches is basically just a term coined by authors and writers, basically where you're in the struggle stage of sending out query letters to agents and publishing agencies to see if they will consider representing or publishing your book. In traditional publishing now, it's more often than not that you're going to get try to get a literary agent before you go to a publishing house, because most publishing houses don't even accept submissions without a literary agent anymore, which I had no idea. And now I'm at the stage where like I need to research agents and I need to research how to write a query letter, and let me tell you, the amount of videos I have been watching lately is ridiculous, and the amount of stress I've been feeling lately about writing one query letter to one agent that I am aware of that is looking for the kind of story that I'm trying to publish right now is I've never actually dealt with the rejection of my writing before. I've always gotten good reviews, I guess, or good comments, feedback on it. So I'm kind of nervous because I've never actually experienced oh, maybe my writing isn't good enough to be published yet. And I'm scared. I've seen so many people. I've seen people who have submitted one query letter and they've gotten an agent right away, and then their book gets published right away. I've seen videos about people who took 2 and 3 and 4 years to just get an agent, and then it would take them longer to get published, and then they'd have all these edits and revisions, and it's a lot to process, and this is like the big push over the deep end, and I don't know if I'm gonna survive it. Safe to say that I'm petrified to jump in, but I think I'm ready. I'm at this stage where I have this work that is finished that I would deem reasonable enough to consider sending off to somebody and at least getting their feedback. I'm hoping that with sending these query letters out in the near distant future that I will at least get feedback, but I know that some people don't and they just get rejections or R&Rs. R&Rs are still feedback. R&Rs being revised and resubmit. At least that's feedback. I don't know how I'm going to react if and when I get my first rejection, because I don't doubt that I will. I'm just not prepared for it in the sense that I've never experienced it before. So that's going to be different for me. As I was saying in the beginning of this video, I have been scoping out potential agents that I think will best suit this story that I'm going to be querying. They are specifically looking for the genre that my story falls in, which is a novella-length LGBTQ story. I would count it as upper young adult. I think this might be the best route to trying to get published first, is to publish something smaller and something more simple. I've been looking into what I should expect from the querying process and a bunch of different videos telling me how their querying process went. And some people are much more seasoned than I am, clearly. I'm also preparing now to submit a query letter to a literary agent. I just have to actually draft the query letter and prepare it all. One of the biggest struggles I'm having with writing this query letter is not even the formalities of it and the hello, how are you, hoping I can get represented by you. Not that I'd write it that way, it'd be a lot more fancy and eloquent than that. My other big struggle is actually just trying to summarize what my story is about. I had to go back and reread this 20,000 word novella to try and compose enough plot points that I can sell a 1 to 2 page synopsis of it. I have 600 words and query letters should usually be about 300 to 400 words, and I don't know how to break that down, so that is my current struggle. And I think I will do a future video about that once I actually do submit and what I'm experiencing then, because I'm sure I'm going to lose my mind until I either get a response or don't get a response. And I think I'm going to try and send it to a few different agents and just see where that gets me. It's crazy to think that this is actually happening. The idea that I actually could be published from all of this work and research and everything just kind of boggles my mind, because like, what if I do get published and then it's like,
I'm an author, I have published works, and then that could lead to more published works.
I think I'm just getting more and more excited to finish projects that I've been working on, get them to the final stages where I can feel this stress all over again querying. But what I think is interesting is one of the agents that I'm querying this story for is also searching for something that my NaNoWriMo story falls under. Maybe I can query to the same literary agent for both stories, who knows? I'm hopeful for what this turns out to be and become, and I'm ready for whatever this querying process brings, regardless of how scary it is. I think I'm just going to be proud of myself either way for trying. And I'm excited to see myself grow during this querying trench process. Basically, that is it for this rambly video, and my head is getting way too far ahead of myself. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments about the query trenches. If you are in the query trenches with me or have any suggestions on what I should do for submitting queries, let me know, because I'm always accepting advice, because I'm flying blind here and I'm hoping I'm doing it right. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure what my next video is going to be towards the end of this month. If anything, it's probably going to be a wrap-up, reorganization, something along the lines of that. Till then, friends, bye!
Thank you for watching my video. Hope that you really enjoyed the show. Hit the subscribe button down below.